What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, you would think the MCU's reboot of the Fantastic Four would end up being the biggest movie in whichever year they decided to put it out, but as we know, it's coming out in 2025, which already has Avengers Kang Dynasty and perhaps even Spider-Man 4 as well, meaning that not only will it have the competition of living up to the hype and outdoing the previous iterations that Fox tried to put out on the silver screen and won as of real recently, it'll also have to hold up against two of the franchise favorites in Spider-Man and Avengers titles. That being said, Top Brass over at Marvel Studios recently spoke to a Hollywood trade and was asked point blank about the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and what he said might surprise you. We're going to break down his exact quote, what it might mean in context of some of the recent rumors for the upcoming Fantastic Four film. We'll also throw in a recent Twitter Scoopster update, very interesting, about John Krasinski and Reed Richards. We're breaking it all down, including the newest official update for the first family in the MCU, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is just months away to coincide with the release of Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment, stick around to the end of the video if you want. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so again, and for context, this quote actually came from the Marvel Studios Vice President of Production and Development, Nate Moore, when standing on the carpet for the PGA Awards and speaking to Deadline in person. Normally we see quotes like this only in text-based form. This one we actually had video of it, and his body language was very telling to go along with what he said. He was asked point blank if we would see the X-Men or the Fantastic Four debut first in the MCU, to which Nate Moore responded this, quote, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. We have Matt Shakman directing, who's so talented, who did WandaVision for us, and I think people are going to be pretty surprised by what we're doing. And again, if you should see this video clip anywhere, which I'm not going to include in this video to avoid a copyright strike, he lets out a huge smile when he says pretty surprised about what we're doing. Now, outside of Kevin Feige admitting that they wouldn't do a traditional origin story for this team, we haven't had any official news, updates, or even evidence of what the plot might be about. Remember, they just started writing the script for this in late last fall. However, the rumors have been abundant about the enormity and size and scope for this film, included but not limited to the involvement of Silver Surfer and hence the involvement of Galactus, that they would look to set up Doctor Doom. Eventually, he needs to be a part of Secret Wars. Working off of that logic, he might have a post-credit appearance or even be the villain in the film, that they would also face off against a version of Kang, most likely the Rama Tut version that we just saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Some of those rumors came before we saw that post-credit scene, and even on top of that, that Reed and Sue Storm had to be of appropriate age, younger than the normal and traditional casting, but still old enough to be parents, as in their kids would be a part of this movie as well. Now, I'll be the first to admit that if even half of what I just mentioned actually makes it into the plot, that this is sounding dangerously close to the mistakes of old superhero movies, trying to shoehorn way too much into one singular film and then hoping it weaves a concise storyline. But to hear the VP of production at Marvel Studios tell us we might be surprised, it crack a smile at the same time, and know what that means in the face of the Marvel fandom nowadays, tells me they're not going to play it safe, that the size and scope of this film probably will be enormous, and that's super exciting in the face again of all of these rumors that say we might see Doctor Doom, Galactus, and or both. Now, speaking of rumors and what we hope for to actually see in the film, long before we'll ever know the plot, we will know the cast, something we expect to be announced this summer at D23 or San Diego Comic-Con. In the face of that, several industry insiders have weighed in over the last 3 to 6 months, really over the last year and a half. But it was just 3 weeks ago when the director Matt Shakman was on record officially saying, we just started the casting, basically meaning any of the rumors we've heard up until now can all go out the window, which was actually good news for the small percentage of the Marvel fan base, myself included, that have had our fingers crossed that John Krasinski would come back as Reed Richards, since he played the role in Multiverse of Madness. And honestly, guys, until they confirm this cast, that's still my first pick. I'm currently rereading Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars. He would be a perfect Reed Richards in the sense of the multiverse saga. However, we got a claim this morning from Film Odyssey over on Twitter, a Twitter scoopster, saying that John Krasinski almost had a deal for Fantastic Four, but unfortunately it fell through. Now, if there's any truth to this rumor at all, that's great with me. That means he's at the table and at least considering the role. But unfortunately, whether prompted by that tweet or the news surrounding it earlier, the infamous and well-known Twitter scoopster My Time to Shine Hello reiterated in a separate tweet of her own that John Krasinski will not be the MCU Reed Richards. And I've said from the beginning, I'm not even sure it would be Marvel that would stand between him and the role. Look, he's already in the MCU, at least for the cameo, but more about him appropriating this prime of his career while he's an actor and director, the number of projects he's got going on. He might not just want to tie up the next decade or so for the next Fantastic Four trilogy, 2 Avengers films, and who knows what saga and phase beyond this. We've also heard from Marvel, and the only other official update, that the Fantastic Four will be a major pillar of the MCU going forward, which means you're not just locking up the rest of the multiverse saga through 2026, there's a good chance you're going through the next saga, which could end, I don't know, the beginning of 2030, almost 10 years away. That to me is the hardest part for any of these actors, unless they really want it, unless they want this to be a main part of their career, basically the whole part of their career, then it's just too much to commit to. And I've always said since the beginning, unfortunately with John Krasinski, being a producer and a director and an actor, and if his wife's not along, if Emily Blunt isn't along for the ride as well, he might not just want to commit to that, and I honestly think that's where we're at with that actor now. Of course, the only other 2 names that have popped up have been Mila Kunis, because she met with Shackman for coffee after he announced they had started directing. People took a bunch of pictures and said where there's smoke there might be fire, who knows there. And the other name we've heard is Dev Patel in the running for Fantastic Four's Reed Richards. We reported on that earlier at the channel, but still no word on that officially, and I'm really thinking, guys, at the end of the day, some of the Hollywood trades are going to get to this news before San Diego Comic-Con and D23, as in Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and I think Marvel knows this and think it may be too ambitious to sit on these castings that entire time. Remember, it's not just the actors, but they have family, friends, agents. This news is going to get out, but I will tell you guys honestly, as fun as it's been to contemplate all these names as Reed Richards, Penn Badgley, Dev Patel, there's been a ton of them. I think ultimately Marvel Studios has to nail this casting, and the actors that get involved with the team not only have to work for the character they're playing, but they've got to have instant chemistry if they're looking to drop us right into the story. That to me is the hardest part of casting this team. Not each individually, but how they'll work together, and that may be why they're starting with Sue Storm and then working their way out. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we are still giving away a PlayStation 5. The next one is just months away for Guardians of the Galaxy. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will always apply for future giveaways. All you have to do, be a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment on this video, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, especially in these weird days of YouTube unsubscribing you from channels and not giving you notifications even when you do have notifications on. I know there are some videos that I like to watch every day, and for some reason they are never in my feed, and I never know when they post, and I have no answer for that. But hey, welcome to YouTube. Of course, if you like today's video, hit the like button. Also, quick reminder, we will only announce winners live with my voice and the comment that one shown on screen when there is a winner. So if you should get a spam comment on my channel or anywhere else on YouTube, just a quick PSA, report those comments. Anybody can use anybody else's photograph and claim to be someone. If you look closely at their account names, they will never have a check mark. If you click on their account, they will never have any content. These are just people using other people's photos. They're all over YouTube, not just my channel, and they'll claim that you won something and then want you to text them on Telegram or WhatsApp and then ask for shipping. We will never do that. I will never talk to you on Telegram or WhatsApp. I will never ask you to pay for shipping if you win a prize. Someone just won a PlayStation a week ago. We've already shipped it out. They did not have to pay for shipping. We never will. So guys, please be vigilant, be safe, report those comments. You're doing the entire community on YouTube a service. I love you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.